all of you. Welcome to Quant Masters. I'm Himanshu Sharma. From today on YouTube, we will be posting and we'll be starting placement training program to help students appearing for placements. Three reasons why we are starting this program is number one is because recession is in progress. Okay, the number of companies coming on campus, off campus, pool drives and walk-ins are very less. So it's quite critical for us to clear in the first shot because we might not get another opportunity. Reason number two is placement season is starting from this October or September. So it's quite important for me to start my preparation right from today. Reason number three, having gone across many YouTube channels, textbooks, websites, college training and all, we are quite disappointed with the way our students have been taught, especially aptitude. That is why many of the students are not liking aptitude and technical because they have been taught by formula method, long, complicated, traditional methods. In the exam, if I see a question, I should not be wasting my time thinking which formula should I apply. Aptitude is not about by-hearting formulas and reciprocating it. No, sir. Aptitude is about going in the exam without using any formulas and solving it without touching the pen. So you should not use formula-based traditional methods. Rather, you have to use techniques which are easier to solve, faster to solve, and more interesting to solve. You should not only feel comfortable solving problems, but you should fall in love with aptitude. Okay, that is what we will be doing in our training series. My job is to see through it that you just not understand the concept, but you have to come back to my other videos to keep seeing again and again and enjoy learning through our sessions. Okay, so about myself, my name is Himanshu. I'm the founder of Quant Masters, and I have cleared many competitive exams like AFCAT, that is Air Force Common Aptitude Test, CDS, Combined Defense Service, and I have cleared RBI Grade B, Reserve Bank of India Grade B exam, CF Central Armed Forces, TISNET, LIC, AAO, that is Associate Administrative Officer, IB Intelligence Bureau, and many other competitive exams. Okay, and I specialize into aptitude and technical training. So this series, let us start with aptitude. In aptitude, we have four sections. Section number one is the quantitative aptitude. Section number two is the logical reasoning. Section number three is the analytical reasoning. And section number four is the verbal reasoning. So today I'll be touching upon the logical reasoning, and in logical reasoning, we'll be doing clocks. Okay, so with this base, let us start our training. Now, in the next 15-20 minutes, I want you to focus as much as possible because my techniques will be a bit different. I won't make you write a lot and think less. My techniques will demand you to think more and write nothing. Okay, so shortcuts will be in the way we think and not using formulas. Okay, so first 15 minutes, let us focus, try to understand the concept, and then let us play with problems by solving in 10 seconds without touching the pen. So let's start with clocks. Okay, now if I talk about clocks, okay, in clocks, how many hands do we have? Sir, in clocks, we have three hands: hour hand, minute hand, and the seconds hand. Now, out of these three hands, which hand can I ignore? I will still be able to find out the time. Sir, among hour, minute, and seconds hand, can I say if I remove the seconds hand, I will still be able to determine the time? Is it? Sir, using hour hand and minute hand, can I find out the time? Yes, I can. Are you all with me till here? So here we'll be focusing only on the hour hand and minute hand. So let me draw the diagram of a clock. Okay, and let's focus on the three hands, that is the hour hand, the minute hand, and the seconds hand. Sorry, not the seconds hand, the hour hand and the minute hand. Now, if I talk about the minute hand, okay, so we are focusing only on the hour hand and the minute hand. So if I focus on the minute hand, people, you tell me the minute hand to cover 360 degrees will take how many minutes? Sir, the minute hand will cover 360 degrees, can I say, in 60 minutes? Yes or no? Sir, if it covers 360 degrees in 60 minutes, which means in 1 minute it covers how much, sir? In 1 minute it covers 360 by 60 or 36 by 6, that is nothing but 60. Concept number one. Just focus, then we'll solve. So the minute hand in 1 minute is covering 6 degrees. Now coming to the hour hand. People, the hour hand will cover 360 degrees in how many hours? 12 hours or 24 hours? Okay, it is 12 hours. So if it is 7 p.m. today, 7 a.m. the next day, it would have covered 360 degrees. So it is covering, the hour hand is covering 360 degrees in how many hours, sir? 12 hours. Sir, if it covers 360 degrees in 12 hours, in 1 hour, how much will it cover? 360 by 12, that is nothing but 30 degrees. Sir, in 1 hour, if it is covering 30 degree, in 1 minute, it will cover how much, sir? 30 divided by 1 hour has how many minutes? 60 minutes. So in 1 minute, the hour hand will cover 30 by 60 is half. Half is nothing but 0.5 degree. Two basic concepts, general concepts, which you should know to solve clocks. One, the minute hand in 1 minute covers 6 degree. The hour hand in 1 minute covers half degree. Clear? Now, one additional concept from my end. Why? You'll understand. Sir, in clock, no, sir. When I see a clock, we have divisions in clock. So 1, 2, 3, like this. So in 360 degree, how many divisions we have? Sir, in 360 degree, we have 12 divisions. So if I talk about divisions, we have 12 divisions which corresponds to 360 degree. Sir, if 12 divisions corresponds to 360 degree, which means one division will correspond to how many degree? 360 by 12, that is nothing but 30 degree. What do you mean by this? Sir, 12 to 1 is one division, sir. That is nothing but 30 degree. 1 to 2 is one division, sir. That is nothing but 30 degree. 2 to 3 is one division. That is nothing but 30 degree. Understood, sir. So one division 30 degree, clear. But why should I learn this? To speed up my calculation. Example, let me say one hand is pointing at 2 and the other hand is pointing at 6. And I ask you, what is the angle between hands? Very simple. Sir, one hand is pointing at 2, other hand is pointing at 6. 6 minus 2 is nothing but 4 divisions. Sir, one division 30 degree. So 4 divisions will be 4 into 30. That is nothing but 120 degree. Let me take another example. Okay, let me say one hand is pointing at 4, other hand is pointing at 7. What is the difference between them? Sir, one hand pointing at 4, other hand pointing at 7. 7 minus 4 is nothing but 3 divisions. One division 30 degrees. So 3 divisions will be 3 into 30, 90 degrees, sir. Let me take another example. One hand is pointing at 4, other hand is pointing at 9. Sir, 9 minus 4, 5 divisions. One division 30 degree, 5 divisions will be 5 into 30. That is nothing but 150 degree. I hope the concept is clear. Now see how fast we can solve. Sir, I tell one hand is pointing at 5, other hand is pointing at 11. 11 minus 5, 6 division, 6, 3, 18, 180 degrees is the answer. Are you seeing the speed? Okay, you need to practice, but do not worry. I'm just showing you how fast we can solve. Let me say one hand is pointing at 2, other hand is pointing at 9. Sir, 9 minus 2, 7 division, 7, 3, 21, 2, 10 degrees is the answer. Clear? So this division concept will help me speed up my calculation. Clear? So 3 concepts we learned. Concept number 1, the minute hand in 1 minute covers 6 degree. The hour hand in 1 minute covers half a degree. And the division concept, one division is nothing but 30 degree. So this is the basics we need to know. With this basics, let us start solving problems. Now, so I have already drawn diagrams to save time instead of wasting time in the class drawing. I've already drawn it before. Now, my question is, in the exam, they'll ask, find the angle between hands. Angle between hands at 610. This is the question. Okay. Now see people, 610 means, can I say, our hand is pointing at 6 and the minute hand is pointing at 2. Please try to adjust with my diagrams. I know I'm not that good at diagrams. That is why after 10th, I did not take up biology because all my brain diagrams used to look like frog. Okay. So please try to, compromise with only my diagrams, okay? Now, 6:10, hour hand is pointing at 6, minute hand is pointing at 2. First step, hour hand is pointing at 6 and minute hand is pointing at 2. 6 minus 2 is how much, sir? 6 minus 2 is 4 divisions. 4 divisions is 4 into 30 is nothing but 120 degree. Step number 1, 6:10. 6:10, hour hand is pointing at 6, minute hand is pointing at 2. 6 minus 2 is 4 divisions. That is nothing but 120 degree. Are you all with me till here? Now, people, at 6:10, will the minute hand be pointing sharp at 2? At 6:10, will the minute hand be pointing sharp at 2? Yes, correct. But at 6:10, will the hour hand be pointing sharp at 6? No, sir. Now try to understand the concept. Sir, at 6:10, our hand won't be pointing sharp at 6. Our hand would be pointing sharp at 6 at what time? At 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, no, sir. Our hand will be pointing sharp at 6. At 6:10, our hand would have deflected a bit. I know this is too much, but just to make you understand, I'm putting this. So at 6:10, no, sir, our hand would have deflected a bit towards 7. Sir, initially this was the angle between hands, and now this is the angle between hands. So is the angle between hands increasing? Yes, that is why I put a plus. Now, see. Sir, our hand is deflecting by how many minutes? At 6 o'clock, no, sir. It was pointing sharp at 6. At 6:10, it has deflected by 10 minutes. Sir, our hand in 1 minute deflects 0.5 degree. In 10 minutes, it deflects 0.5 into 10. What is half of 10? It is nothing but 5 degree plus 120. What is the answer? 125. This is for you to understand, but this is not the way to solve in the exam. Okay, I'll teach you. Give me 5 more minutes. We will learn how to do it in 10 seconds without touching the pen, but try to understand the concept. Are you all with me till here? Now look at this sum, 820. Sir, 820 means our hand is pointing at 8 and minute hand is pointing at 4. Typical 820, sir. So our hand is at 8, minute hand is at 4. 8 minus 4 is 4 divisions. 4 divisions, can I say, is nothing but 120 degree. Sir, at 820, is the minute hand pointing sharp at 4? Yes. At 820, is the hour hand pointing sharp at 8? No, sir. Sir, the hour hand will point sharp at 8 at what time? At 8 o'clock. Sir, at 8 o'clock, our hand will point sharp at 8. At 8:20, no, sir, our hand would have deflected a bit. So initially, let me say, this was the angle between hands, but now this is the angle between hands. So is the angle between hands increasing or decreasing? It is increasing. I put a plus. Sir, our hand was pointing sharp at 8 o'clock. At 8:20, no, sir, it has deflected by 20 minutes. In 1 minute, it deflects half a degree. In 20 minutes, it deflects by half of 20. Sir, half of 20 is nothing but 10, and this will be 120. So answer should be 130 degree. I hope I'm able to make the concept clear for now. Technique, I'll come to that later. This is the concept. Okay. Now, look at this one. Find the angle between hands at 10:25. Sir, 10:25, no, sir. So our hand will be pointing at 10 and minute hand will be pointing at 5. Does this look like 10:25? Yes. Sir, our hand is pointing at 10, minute hand is pointing at 5. Sir, 10 minus 5 is nothing but 5 divisions. 5 division is nothing but 150 degree. Sir, at 10:25, no, sir, our hand would have deflected a bit. Initially, this was the angle between hands, but now this is the angle between hands, and the angle between hands is increasing. I put a plus. Now, people, our hand is deflected by how many minutes? 25 minutes. And what is half of 25 is nothing but 12.5 degree. So answer is nothing but 162.5 degree. A bit faster. Let us look at the next one. 7:15. Sir, 7:15 means our hand is pointing at 7 and the minute hand is pointing at 3. Sir, 7 minus 3 is 4 divisions. 4 divisions is nothing but 120 degree. And sir, the hour hand is deflected by 15 minutes. Half of 15 is nothing but 7.5. At 7:15, our hand is deflected a bit. So if initially this was the angle between hands, Now, this is the angle between hands. It is increasing, so answer becomes 127.5 degrees. Sir, first we took 4 steps to solve. Now we are doing in 2 steps. Then we'll do it without touching the pen. Now, if you are with me till here, one small variation, okay? 440. Now see, 440, our hand is pointing at 4, minute hand is pointing at 8. First step, same. 8 minus 4, 4 divisions. 4 divisions is nothing but 120 degree. Sir, our hand is deflected by 40 minutes, sir. And what is half of 40? It is nothing but 20 degree. Are you all with me till here? Now one small catch, okay? All of you. Sir, at 440, our hand is deflected. So at 440, can I say the R hand would have deflected a bit towards 5? Yes or no? Now, try to understand the concept, all of you. So let me say, initially, no, sir, this was the angle between hands, 440. But now, this is the angle between hands. So is the angle between hands increasing or decreasing? It is decreasing. I put a minus. So answer is nothing but 100 degrees. Sir, can you explain this once again? I'll take another example. Okay, now look at this sum. Let me say I want to find the angle between hands at 650. Sir, 650 means our hand is pointing at 6, minute hand is pointing at 10. Try to understand. Sir, 10 minus 6, again 4 divisions. 4 divisions is nothing but 120 degree. Sir, at 650, our hand is deflected by 50 minutes. Half of 50 is nothing but 25 degrees. Okay, sir. Now, at 650, can I say our hand would have deflected a bit towards 7? Now, try to understand the concept. Sir, initially, this was the angle between hands. But after it got deflected, this is the angle between hands. So is it increasing or decreasing? It is decreasing. We put a minus. So 120 minus 25 is nothing but 95 degrees. As simple as that. Okay, now 2 more minutes and then we will learn how to solve without touching the pen. Now see people. Find the angle between hands at 330. Very simple. People, 330 means, let me say, our hand is pointing at 3, minute hand is pointing at 6. 336 minus 3 is nothing but 3 divisions. 3 divisions is nothing but 90 degree. Our hand is deflected by 30 minutes. Half of 30 is nothing but 15 degrees. Sir, at 330, no, sir. What is happening is the R hand is deflecting towards 4. So initially, this was the angle between hands, but after it got deflected towards 4, this is the angle between hands. It is decreasing. We put a minus. 90 minus 15 is nothing but 75 degrees. As simple as that. Last one, people. Now look at this one. 540. 540 means our hand is pointing at 5 and minute hand is pointing at 8. 8 minus 5, 3 divisions is nothing but 90 degree. Half of 40 is nothing but 20 degree. I hope all of you are with me till here. Now at 540, our hand, can I say, would get deflected towards 6. At 540, our hand would have deflected towards 6. So initially, this was the angle between hands, but now this is the angle between hands. Can I say the angle between hands is decreasing? So we put a minus. 90 minus 20 is nothing but 70 degrees. I hope it's clear. Now, I want my students, you people are my students from now on. I want you not to write more. Other people will write more and think less. I want you to think more and write less. I want you to visualize this. Okay. Now, I want you to tell me when do we put a plus and when do we put a minus. But before that, let us revise once. Now see, R hand, minute hand. Sir, whenever the R hand is moving away from the minute hand, 610, whenever the R hand is moving away from the minute hand, I put a plus. Whenever the R hand is moving away from the minute hand, I put a plus. Look at the next sum. Sir, here also 1025, R hand is moving away from the minute hand, I put a plus. 715, R hand is moving away from the minute hand, I put a plus. But look at the next sum, people. Look at this sum. 440. Sir, 440, no, sir. The R hand is moving towards the minute hand. 440, R hand is moving towards the minute hand. That is when I put a minus. Sir, 650, R hand is moving towards the minute hand. That is when I put a minus. Next sum. 330, R hand is moving towards the minute hand. That is when I put a minus. 5:40, our hand is moving towards the minute hand. That is when I put a minus. So what is the moral of the story here? Moral of the story is, if our hand is moving away from the minute hand, if it is moving away from the minute hand, distance between them increases, angle between them increases, we put a plus. If our hand is moving towards the minute hand, distance between them decreases, angle between them decreases, we put a minus. Okay, so first let's practice when to put a plus and minus, and then we will solve it in 10 seconds without touching the pen. All of you, I tell you, 6:20, do I put a plus or a minus? Visualize, okay, visualize, don't touch your pen, visualize. So 6:20 means our hand is pointing at 6, minute hand is pointing at 4, 6:20. So at 6:20, our hand is moving towards 7, which means it is moving away from the minute hand. I put a plus. All of you, if I tell 8:15, 8:15, 8:15 means our hand is pointing at 8, minute hand is pointing at 3. So at 8:15, our hand is moving towards 9, which means it is moving away from the minute hand. I put a plus. Now people, if I tell 4:30, sir, 4:30 means our hand is pointing at 4, minute hand is pointing at 6. Sir, at 4:30, no sir, our hand is moving towards the minute hand. I put a minus. Now you try. I tell 5:45. 5:45. At 5:45, our hand is moving towards 6, which means it is moving towards the minute hand. We need to put a minus. So it's all about visualization. Now, if you are with me till here, now let us solve all these sums without touching the pen. What was the first sum that we did? 6:10. Sir, 6:10, no sir. Our hand is pointing at 6, minute hand is pointing at 2. 6 minus 2, 4 divisions, 120 degree. Half of 10 is 5. So I have 120 degree on one hand, 5 degree on the other hand. Sir, at 6:10, our hand is moving away. So I put a plus. So answer is 120 plus 5. That is nothing but 125 degree. Look at the next sum, 8:20. Sir, 8:20 means our hand is pointing at 8, minute hand is pointing at 4. Sir, 8 minus 4 is 4 divisions. That is nothing but 120 degree. And half of 20 is nothing but 10 degree. So I have 120 degree on one hand and 10 degree on the other hand. At 8:20, it's moving away. So I put a plus. 120 plus 10 is nothing but 130 degree is the answer. Now look at the next one, people. 10:25. So 10:25, our hand is pointing at 10, minute hand is pointing at 5. 10 minus 5, 5 divisions, 150 degree. Half of 25 is 12.5. I have 150 degree on one hand, 12.5 degree on the other hand. So at 10:25, no sir, our hand is moving away. So I put a plus. So answer is 150 plus 12.5. That is nothing but 162.5. Look at the last one, 7:15. 7:15 means our hand is pointing at 7, minute hand is pointing at 3. 7 minus 3, 4 divisions, 120 degree. Half of 15 is 7.5. I have 120 on one hand, 7.5 degree on the other hand. At 7:15, our hand is moving away. So I put a plus. So answer is nothing but 120 plus 7.5. That is nothing but 127.5. So simple. Okay, now look at the next variation, people. Look at this one, 4:40. So at 4:40, our hand is pointing at 4, minute hand is pointing at 8. So 8 minus 4 is 4 divisions, 120 degree. Half of 40 is nothing but 20 degree. So I have 120 degree on one hand and 20 degree on the other hand. So at 4:40, no sir, our hand is moving towards the minute hand. So I need to put a minus. So answer is 120 minus 20. That is nothing but 100 degree. Look at the next one, 6:50. 6:50 means our hand is pointing at 6, minute hand is pointing at 10. 10 minus 6 is 4 divisions, 120 degree. Half of 50 is 25. So I have 120 degree and 25 degree on the other hand. So at 6:50, our hand is moving towards the minute hand. I put a minus. So answer is 120 minus 25. That is nothing but 95 degree. Concept clear? Now I will teach you how, now that you have learned how to do it without touching the pen, I'll show you the effectiveness of this method. Let's take any example. Okay. Let me say 725. 725, 60, 12.5 plus. So answer is 72.5 degree. Without touching the pen within 10 seconds. Let me take another example. Let me say 650. 650, 120, 25 minus 95 degrees is the answer. Okay, let me take another example. Okay, let me say 245. Okay, 245, 7, 210, 22.5 minus 210 minus 22.5 is how much, sir? 177.5 degree or 187.5 degrees is the answer. One last example. Okay, let me say I want to find the angle between hands at 8:15. Okay, 815, 83 is 5 divisions, 150 degree, 7.5. I put a plus. So answer is nothing but 150 plus 7.5, 157.5 degree. By the time my competitor touches the pen, no sir, by that time we will tell you the answer. This is how we solve. And how do other people solve? They use cute methods. I'll show you. Okay. Let me say 650. 650 means this is how they do. 650, they use formula theta or angle between hands equals modulus. What was that formula? I think it is 30h minus 11 by 2m. Okay, so just substitute this 30 into what is h? 6 minus 11 by 2. What is m? 50. Keep simplifying, get the answer. You take minimum 50 seconds to 1 minute to get the answer. By the time you even write theta, no, my students will tell you what is the answer. So this is the difference between solving using formula-based methods or traditional methods and solving using techniques. Clear? Now, one last sum before we end today's session, all of you. Look at the sum. I want to find the angle between hands at 630. Quite a tricky sum. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds of my life. Give a try. 630. Yes, hardworking people see. 630 means, can I say both our hand and minute hand are pointing at 6? Correct. This is our reference. 630 means that both are pointing at 6. At 630, will the minute hand point sharp at 6? Yes. At 630, will the hour hand point sharp at 6? No, sir. Sir, our hand would have deflected a bit. So by how many minutes is it deflecting? 30 minutes. Sir, in 1 minute, it deflects half degree. So in 30 minutes, it deflects half of 30. That is nothing but 15 degrees, which means from 6 to 7 is nothing but 30 degree. So at 630, the hour hand will point sharp at 15, which means at 630, it will point sharp between 6 and 7. That is nothing but 15 degree. Clear? So how do you solve these type of sums? 630, you know that both are pointing at 6. Just take half of 30, because that is what the hour hand is deflected by. Half of 30 is what's at 15. Now, 840. 840, both are pointing at 8. So what is half of 40? 20 degree. That is your answer. If I tell 1050, 1050, both are pointing at 10. What is half of 50? Half of 50 is 25. That is my answer. If I tell 315, what is half of 15? 7.5. That is my answer. Over, sir. You don't have to even touch your pen. Okay. But now, if I tell you 12 o'clock, can you give me the answer? 12 o'clock. Sir, at 12 o'clock, both are pointing at 12. Yes or no? And our hand has not deflected because even minute hand has not deflected. So both are pointing at 12, which means answer is 0 degree. There is no difference in angle between them. Both are coinciding with each other. Okay. So with this, we stop here with respect to clocks. Now, I won't ask you, did you understand the concepts? Did I make it simple? Did I make it easy? Did I make it interesting? Did I improve your confidence? Did we do it without touching the pen? Using excellent techniques? Did I improve your speed? All these questions I will not ask you. But if you tell me that, yes, sir, we have enjoyed learning the class, that would be the best thing. So with this, we end today's session. We'll again meet very soon in the next 1 or 2 days. Till then, take care of yourself. Start your preparation right from today. Keep smiling. Bye.